Hello children and welcome to our today's session. Today we will be having Social and Political Life Part 1, Lesson number 4, Key Elements of a Democratic Government. Children, in the last lesson we have seen what is a government, right? What is a government? Government is an organization or an institution that works on behalf of the people, that implements the laws and rules, like for example Supreme Court, railways. These are some government bodies. Okay, they have the power to implement the laws and make the laws for the benefit of the country. So in this lesson we are going to see how a democratic government, okay, democratic government means the government which is ruled by the people. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to see how a democratic how a democratic government, it tries to resolve the conflicts, the ways it tries to resolve the conflicts arising in a country and maintaining equality and justice to all the people of its country. Okay, so in this lesson we are also going to see a story of a boy called Hector Peterson. His name is Hector Peterson. Yeah, Hector Peterson of South Africa. How he was dead shot by a policeman because of his race. So let's begin with our lesson, Key Elements of a Democratic Government. So children, this is a story of South Africa. Okay, South Africa, it is a country that has black people who belong to South Africa. Again, it has white people also who came to settle there, plus it has Indians who came as laborers and traders. So in South Africa, different types of peoples are living in South Africa, like first of all the black people of South Africa itself, then again whites who came to settle there, and plus it also has Indian people who came to work there as traders. So South African people, they were divided into white, black, Indian and colored race. So previously South Africa, it was divided into black people differently, white different, Indians and colored races, and it was governed by apartheid laws, children. Okay, so what do you mean by apartheid laws? Apartheid means separation on the basis of race. Okay, what do you mean by apartheid laws? Apartheid laws means separating the people on basis of the race. Now race means what? Race means dividing the people on basis of their religions, on basis of their caste, on basis of their physical differences, okay, on basis of their languages. So apartheid means separation on the basis of race. According to this law, the people were not allowed to mingle with each other. Okay, so the people were not allowed to mix up with each other. Separate hospitals were there. For black people separate hospitals, white people separate hospitals. Again, even ambulance which has to arrive, even the ambulances were different for different types of people. The schools were there for the blacks and whites also. Schools also were different for black people and schools were different for the white one. Even the bus stop was different for black and white people. Means so much difference was there in South Africa at that time. Each and everything from hospital to school, ambulance, houses, roads, areas, everything was made different for these people. They were not allowed to vote also. Even that black people, they were not given the writing to vote. Thus, black and colored people were not considered to be equal to whites. Means these black people, the South African peoples and the colored people, they were not allowed, they were not considered, they were not treated to be equal to whites. Now here is a story of Hector Peterson. Just now as I have told you. So Hector Peterson, he was a boy, okay, he was a college boy who lived in Southwestern Township, that is Soweto. Okay, Soweto means Southwestern Township. He lived in Southwestern Township. This town was one of the black town, okay, means there only the black peoples used to live in that town. So even the towns were different for these people. So he used to live in that Soweto, and he was shot dead by police on 16 June 1976. So why he was shot dead, children? Just we will see. He was shot dead on 16 June 1976 as he with his classmates they joined the protest against learning the Afrikaans language in the school that was spoken by whites. Means why he was shot dead? Because he had joined the protest. Okay, these black peoples, they were protesting themselves against learning the African language. Means these people, they did not wanted to learn the African language that was learnt by spoken by the whites. Instead, these people, Hector and his friends, they were forced to learn this language, but they wanted to learn their own language, Zulu. Okay. So what was their own local language? It was Zulu, and these people, black people, they wanted to learn their own language, Zulu, in their college, but it was made compulsory that the children, they have to learn the African language. So these people, they protested against this rule, and that's why among these people, Hector Peterson was one of the boy who was shot dead by police on 16 June 1976. Now we will see about the government. Okay, at that time, African National Congress ANC, a group of people who led the struggle against apartheid. Means after this death, many people, they came together and they struggled. Okay, they protested among themselves, they struggled against this apartheid law under the leadership of Nelson Mandela. So you must have heard the word Nelson Mandela. It is very famous person. So a group of people who led the struggle against this apartheid law under the leadership of Nelson Mandela struggled against apartheid. He was also imprisoned for 27 years. Means all these people under the leadership of Nelson Mandela, they have protested, they have struggled against this law, and because of this, even Nelson Mandela, he was imprisoned for 27 years. Okay, he was put to jail because of this protest, and he was put to jail for how many years? He was put to jail for 27 years, and finally they succeeded, and in 1994, okay, South Africa became a democratic country in which people of all races were considered equal. Understood? So they succeeded in 1994, and South Africa became a democratic country, means ruled by its own people, in which people of all races were considered equal, like how in India we all people of all races we treat equally. Same thing happened in South Africa also. It became a democratic country in 1994, and in which all the people of different races were considered equal. Now participation methods. So now here we are going to see how the people participate in the government. Okay. So first of all, we know by voting. Okay, in elections how we participate, same thing. So by voting in the elections, people here what we do? People elect their representatives. Okay, we elect the person of our choice. Then while making the decisions, they have to keep in mind the voices and interest of the people. Means through elections we elect our government, right? And when the government, they make the decisions, they have to keep the mind whatever their promises they have made to the people, they have to fulfill these promises. So they have to keep in mind the voices and interest of the people. Again, all governments are elected for fixed period of time. Okay. So all governments are elected for fixed period of time. Like for example, in India we have for 5 years. So in India the period is for 5 years. If they want to continue, then they have to be re-elected by the people. After 5 years, if the government, they want to be in a position, they want to continue, then again they have to be re-elected by the people. Now here are other ways of participating in the government issues. Okay. So what are the other ways? So first of all, mass media. It means even by mass media it includes newspapers, TV, radio, magazines, internet, fax, all this. So these are some examples of mass media. So by mass media like newspapers, TV, radio, internet, magazines, etc., we can participate in the government issues. These mass medias, they play an important role in discussing the issues. Now again we can participate by social movements. Social movements means what? What does it include? So social movements, it includes protesting themselves by arranging rallies. Means people, they protest themselves by arranging the rallies, by making rallies, again by organizing signature campaign, again by strikes, by dharnas or uposhnas, what we say. Means if suppose we are not satisfied with some issues, okay, with some issues or with some rules made by the government, so what we can do? We can protest ourselves by arranging rallies, or we can by organizing signature campaign. Even people go on strikes, right? They go on strikes, or some may make uposhnas like that. So by doing all this, the people participate in the means if they are not satisfied, they can protest themselves by social movements or mass media, etc. Again, members of minority community like Dalits, Adivasis, women and others are often able to participate in this manner. See, people who are poor, okay, they may not be able to participate in TVs or mass media, newspaper. They may not be able to give the advertisement, what their problems, their issues in newspapers, TVs. So what these people can do, for them this social movement is one of the best movement. By like members of minority community, Dalits, Adivasis, women and others, they are often able to participate in this manner. Means they can protest themselves by arranging rallies or by dharnas and strikes. So these are some ways of participating in government issues. Now next comes need to resolve the conflict. Need to resolve the conflict means when some conflicts arises in the country, okay, when some issues are made. So that time the government, it is the responsibility of the government to resolve this conflict, to make the people satisfied, okay, to fulfill the demands of the people. So why does the conflicts occurs? So conflicts occurs when people of different religions or cultures, they do not get along with each other, right? Why there are conflicts? Conflicts arises because of different religions, when the people, they do not respect their each other's religion, okay, or cultures. They do not get along with each other, or when they feel they are discriminated. Means even if they are not happy, they feel that they are discriminated by other people, that time this conflicts arises. And main again this conflicts also it arises on religious basis, okay. Like religious processions and celebrations can sometimes lead to conflicts. Religious processions means suppose like what we call in Hindi like Mironuk, like, okay. So when this Mironuks when they go, so suppose a Muslim community, if it is going through in area where most of the people are Hindu, then it may happen, sometimes it may happen that someone may throw stones or like this. This is just small example, means like this many types of cases can happen. Like whenever religious processions and celebrations takes place, there are chances that it may lead to conflicts, or vice versa I can say. Example, the route a procession takes may lead to a conflict. So here the police plays an important role. The police has to play an important role by enhancing the safety of the people who are in the processions. Then again, rivers too can become a source of conflict. So one more case of conflict can be the rivers, okay. Rivers can be a source of conflict between the state. Like in this lesson we have seen the Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, okay. Because of this Kaveri water dispute, there was a conflict between two states, that is Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Again, So here in such cases the central government has to step in and see that the fair distribution is worked out for both the states. So these were some few examples how the government can resolve the conflicts, and that conflicts can be mainly based on religious, conflicts arises when people belong to different religions and cultures, again where some religious processions and celebrations takes place, or it can be like for example rivers and dams based. Now equality and justice. So children, equality and justice, it is one of the important key idea of a democratic government. The democratic government means government by rule by the people. So here one of the main key idea of the government is it has to see that equality and justice is maintained properly in the country. Okay, that is the main important commitment to of the government to equality and justice. Equality and justice are inseparable. Okay, they are not, we cannot separate them, equality and justice. The practice of untouchability has been abolished, and again even the practice of untouchabilities, it has been abolished. Then Dr. Ambedkar and other scholars realized that such practices must not continue and justice can only be achieved when people are treated equally. So children, actually before, okay, there was a practice of untouchability, means the people who belong to minor community like untouchability means of lower caste. Okay, so these people, they were not allowed to enter the town or village, they were not allowed to take water from the same tank, they were not they were not allowed to enter the temple. So such practices, they have been abolished by the government, and some scholars like Dr. Ambedkar and many other scholars, they realized that such practices should not continue, and they tried their efforts hard to maintain justice when and justice can be maintained only when the people are treated equally. Then the government also recognizes this, that's why the government, it recognizes this and it makes a special provisions for groups of people within the society that are unequal. Means it, the government, if some such cases are there, then the government tries to provide some special privileges, some special provisions for such groups of people in the society. Our society does not value the girl, okay, and boy child equally, and this is unjust. One example of our society that means how unequal, how equality is not there. Okay, to show the example of inequality in our society, the girls and boys are not, mostly they are not treated equally, right? So this is again a case of unjust. So that's why what the government has done, the government promotes justice by providing special provisions that can enable girls to overcome the injustice, and they are subjected to like lowering the fees in the school or colleges. Means one of the policy which the government has taken to equal this to give provisions for the girl, to help the girl child by lowering the fees in the schools or colleges. So children, this was what we have learned, we have seen in this lesson. Now we are going to see a video, okay, how the people participate.
Citizens of democratic countries. The citizens of a democratic country play an important role in selecting their leaders or representatives by voting in an election. It is one of the best ways to participate in law and decision-making process. The elected representatives take important decisions on the behalf of the people for their welfare. The government is in power for a fixed period of time. If the citizens are not satisfied with the ruling party, they can bring change by electing another party. Sometimes the citizens also participate directly by critically analyzing government policies and rules. They can hold government accountable for unfair and unjust actions. In August 2005, people expressed their anger at increased cost of power supply. A signature campaign was taken out and government was forced to change its decision. The citizens can express their views through various platforms like newspapers, magazines, TV, rallies, signature campaigns, dharnas. There are many popular social movements in which citizen participation ensured justice and fair solution to long-standing problems. Narmada Bachao Andolan, Chipko Movement, Tava Matsya Sangh, Right to Information Movement. Such movements and actions alert citizens about the current situation of the nation. Also, these actions act as people's voice and strengthen unity among people.
So children, in how you have seen the video, right? How the people participate in the government issues, like how we elect our government in a democratic government, how the government is elected by the people, and again the representative is elected, how it works to implement the laws and to hear, and also how he hears the voice of the people. Again we have seen how this how we can participate in the government issues, like we are just now, for example, we have seen the Chipko movement, again Narmada Bachao movement, again we have seen Tava Mahotsav. Okay. So, these are few examples how the people can protest themselves by making such rallies or organizing such rallies or campaigns, etc. So, just we will have a look whatever we have learned today. We have seen how South Africa, it has black peoples, whites, Indians and colored, and how South Africa was divided on the basis of the race. Okay. We have seen what do we mean by apartheid laws. Apartheid means separation on the basis of race. How these people, they were separated on the basis of their caste, on the basis of their religion, on the basis of their languages. Okay. How the schools, hospitals, again ambulances and towns were different for these different types of people, how they were not allowed to mingle with each other. Again we have seen the short story of a boy, college boy called Hector Peterson, who lived in Soweto, that was one of the black town, and he was shot dead by the police on 16th June as he was with his classmates, and he joined the protest against the learning the African language. Okay. Why? Because they wanted to learn their own local language called Zulu. Again we have seen the work of the African National Congress, that is ANC, a group of people who led the struggle against the apartheid law under the leadership of Nelson Mandela. Then finally they succeeded in 1994, and South Africa became a democratic country in which people of all races were considered equal. And Nelson Mandela, he was imprisoned for 27 years because of this protest, okay, which they made against the rule. Then we have seen the participation methods, okay, by means how people can participate. Just now we have seen the video, people can participate by elections, how they vote their persons, okay, whichever persons they like, how they elect their government, and how this representative works on behalf of the people to satisfy their needs. So, one of the processes by voting in elections, people elect their representatives. Again, while making the decisions, these representatives, they have to keep in mind the voices and interest of the people. As we know, governments are elected for fixed period, that is for 5 years, and again if they want to continue, then they can be re-elected again. And what are the other ways of participating in the government issues is by mass media like TV, newspaper, radio, internet, etc. And again some people, mainly minority community peoples, they may not be able to participate in mass media, right? They may be uneducated, or they may not be having that, they may be poor, illiterate. So for them social movements are the best to participate in the government issues, like by protesting themselves, by arranging the rallies, then organizing signature campaign, strikes and dharnas. If they are not satisfied with some issues of the government, they can sit for uposhnas. Then members of minority community Dalits, Adivasis, women are often able to participate in these manners. Then again it comes how the government tries to resolve the conflict. So many times conflicts occur, and this conflicts arises because of the differences in the people's religions, cultures. They do not get along with each other, and thus they and sometimes they also feel discriminated by other people. So this time conflicts arises in the society. Again when the religious processions or celebrations takes place, okay, can sometimes leads to conflicts. Example, it can be a route procession, okay, the way from which the procession is going. So that route may lead to a conflict. The people may not be, some people may not be satisfied, they may oppose that route. So this can lead to religious processions, and here the police plays an important role to look after the safety of the processions. Again rivers can also be a source, like Kaveri water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So here the central government plays a very important role. It has to see that both the fair distribution has to be worked for both the states. Again how equality and justice can be maintained. So it is one of the important key of the government, and it is the commitment made by the government for the equality and just to maintain equality and justice in the country. Both this equality and justice are inseparable. Again the the government has to see that the practice of untouchability has been abolished, and it has been abolished to a far extent. So Dr. Ambedkar and other scholars, they realized that such practices must not continue, and justice can be achieved only when the people are treated equally. So they have removed this untouchability from our country. The government also recognizes this, and they made a special provisions for the groups within a society that are unequal. Like for example, in our society, okay, our society does not values the girls and boys equally, and this is unjust. So to remove this unjust to girls, government has made special provisions by lowering the fees of the girl child in the schools and colleges. Again government has taken many more steps to provide special provisions for the girl child. So children, this is what we have learnt in the lesson. So go through the lesson, hope you have understood. In the next session we will be reading the lessons. So till then, meet you, goodbye, thank you.